Tina was content with life. At 24, she had a stable job that she enjoyed, a wonderful boyfriend named Daniel, and a cozy apartment they had moved into just over a year ago. It wasn't the most luxurious place, but it was home. She took pride in how they had decorated it together, filling it with small pieces that reflected their personalities. A collection of framed photos from their travels, a bookshelf crammed with novels she had yet to read, and a sleek, comfortable couch that was perfect for movie nights. Tina had always loved her hair. Her golden blonde curls tumbled gracefully to her shoulders, framing her face in soft waves. It was a part of her identity, something that had always drawn compliments. People would often tell her how beautiful it was, how lucky she was to have such natural curls. She took care of it meticulously, using the best products and making sure it was always in perfect condition. Every morning, she would spend extra time making sure each curl fell just right, and she adored the feeling of the sun catching on the golden strands as she walked outside. Her hair was her confidence, her security. It was the first thing she noticed about herself in the mirror every morning, a part of who she was. One evening, as Tina and Daniel were winding down from a long day, ready to enjoy their usual routine of watching a movie together, their television suddenly went dark. Daniel frowned, grabbing the remote and pressing the power button repeatedly, but nothing happened. They checked the power cables, unplugged and replugged everything, but the screen remained lifeless. "This is just great," Tina groaned, rubbing her temples. "Right in the middle of our movie night." Daniel sighed and leaned back against the couch. "It's pretty old. I guess it finally gave out." "We can't afford a new one right now," Tina said, biting her lip. "The bathroom renovation already took up most of our savings." "Yeah, but maybe we can just go look. Maybe there's something on sale," Daniel suggested. Tina agreed. It wouldn't hurt to see what was available. They headed to the electronics store, walking hand in hand, hoping to find something within their budget. Inside the store, their eyes immediately fell on a stunning television. The picture quality was incredible, the size was perfect, and it had all the latest features. But when they saw the price, their hopes were immediately crushed. It was way too expensive. Just as they were about to walk away, a cheerful salesperson approached them. "Looking for a new TV?" he asked, flashing a salesman's practiced smile. "We are, but this one's out of our budget," Daniel admitted. The salesperson nodded knowingly before leaning in slightly. "Well, you're in luck. We actually have a unique promotion running." Tina raised an eyebrow. "Oh?" The salesperson's grin widened. "If you're willing to shave your head, we'll let you choose any television in the store for free." Tina's mouth fell open. She looked at Daniel in disbelief, expecting him to burst out laughing, but he simply looked back at her with an equally shocked expression. "Shave my head?" she repeated slowly. The salesperson nodded. "Yes, we film it, of course, for promotional purposes. It's just a fun challenge, really." Tina instinctively ran a hand through her curls. The idea sent a shiver down her spine. Her hair was such a big part of her. She couldn't just shave it all off. "That was crazy." Daniel quickly interjected. "What if I do it instead?" The salesperson shook his head. "It has to be the woman." Tina let out a nervous laugh. "That's kind of sexist, isn't it?" The salesperson shrugged apologetically. "It's just part of the campaign. People find it more shocking when a woman does it." Tina and Daniel exchanged glances. She shook her head immediately. "No way, let's go." They walked out of the store, leaving the enticing deal behind. But as they strolled through the city streets, something kept gnawing at Tina's mind. A television that nice? For free? It was tempting. It was ridiculous, but still tempting. After a few minutes of silence, Tina suddenly stopped walking. She took a deep breath. "I'll do it." Daniel's eyes widened. "What?" "I'll shave my head." She swallowed hard. "We need a new TV, don't we?" Daniel searched her face. "Are you sure? You love your hair." "I know," Tina admitted, her voice shaking slightly. "But it'll grow back, eventually." He hesitated. "I don't want you to regret it." "I already know I will. she said with a small, nervous laugh. "But let's do it." They turned back to the store, Tina's heart pounding in her chest. The salesperson's eyes lit up when he saw them return. "So, you've decided?" he asked eagerly. Tina nodded, though she felt like she might throw up. "Let's do it." She was led to a small stage area inside the store where a professional hairdresser was already waiting. A green cape was draped around her shoulders, and the clippers were powered on, buzzing ominously. Tina's hands trembled as she gripped the arms of the chair. She felt the first touch of the clippers at the nape of her neck, the vibration sending shivers down her spine. Then, with a soft hum, the first lock of her golden curls tumbled down to the floor. Tears pricked her eyes. She had known this would be difficult, but she hadn't expected the overwhelming sense of loss that hit her as more and more of her hair was shaved away. She watched helplessly as strands fell onto the cape, piling up in golden waves. Daniel sat beside her, holding her hand tightly. "You're doing great," he whispered, his voice full of encouragement. She let out a shaky breath as the hairdresser moved to the top of her head. The clippers glided effortlessly, stripping her of the hair she had cherished for so long. The sensation was strange, cool air brushing against her freshly exposed scalp. She squeezed her eyes shut, unable to watch. A few minutes later, it was done. Tina was completely bald. She opened her eyes and hesitantly reached up, running her fingers over the smooth surface of her head. The feeling was alien, shocking. Tears spilled down her cheeks. She felt vulnerable, exposed. Daniel cupped her face gently. "You're still beautiful," he assured her softly. "You always will be." She gave him a watery smile. "Thanks." Then, to her surprise, Daniel turned to the hairdresser. "Shave mine too." Tina's eyes widened. "Daniel?" "If you're doing it, I'm doing it too," he said firmly. She watched in awe as the clippers buzzed to life once more, stripping Daniel of his thick brown hair. Soon, he was just as bald as she was. When they left the store, television in hand, Tina reached up and touched Daniel's smooth scalp, a giggle escaping her lips. "Well, I guess we match now," Daniel laughed, wrapping an arm around her. "Yep, bald and happy." And despite everything, Tina realized she was. She had lost something she had always cherished, but in its place was a newfound strength she never knew she had.